1 tablespoon of coriander seeds, 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, and there are 2 pieces of mace, 1 star anise, and 6 cloves. On the nutmeg, I'm just going to grate it because we don't want to roast the nutmegs, which it will lose the oil and lose the flavor. I've got 4 red chilies, 2 cinnamon, half a teaspoon of peppercorns. I've soaked some turmeric, which I'm going to squeeze and use a half of it. So this is what I'm going to roast first, and then after that I'm going to add the onion to the pan. I've taken 1.5 small onion and 1 cup of coconut, you can see, desiccated coconut, and 1 tablespoon of poppy seeds. All this is going to get roasted apart from the nutmeg in there. I'm just going to grate nutmeg, ginger, garlic and turmeric, blend it all together. So afterward I'm going to season with curry leaves, onion and tomato, and add a bit of salt and crab to it. Welcome to Curry King Vinny. Today we're going to do beautiful crab shagoti. The crabs in Goa are one of the best. These are mud crab. They're not like a sea crab. And so what I'm going to do is they're all cleaned. I'm just going to put a bit of salt and leave on the side when everything is getting ready. So when you're doing shagoti, it's got 2 elements. One, we're going to roast some spices, and then after the spices are roasted, we're going to roast the coconut and onions and poppy seeds, and then we're going to add ginger, garlic and turmeric without roasting. So blend it all together, then we're going to season it. Yeah. To start with, what I'm going to do is put the gas on. No oil, anything. Just a small pan. So the first things first is I'm going to put the cinnamon, see it doesn't burn. Where if you put the cumin or coriander now, it will start burning. So I just want it to be nicely roasted. So I'm adding peppercorns to it, and I've got 1 star anise and 6 cloves. Cloves you always have to find with the flour, is the best flavor. And I'm going to add mace. So I'm just going to give about 1 minute so the spices get roasted. Now then I'm going to add the cumin and the coriander seeds. So if you look at it, the flame is always on, not too hot, so we don't want to burn the spices, but you can smell it, all the spices getting roasted. So now I'm going to add the coriander seeds and the cumin seeds. So just get it all roasted. Now we can see the cumins all started clattering. So this is it. I'm going to stop it. I'm just going to put it on the side. So same pan. Get the chili. So I'm just going to roast the chili as well for a minute. Now you can see the chilies is nicely roasted. Take off the heat again. We don't want to burn them. So we don't need to add any oil or anything. I'm just going to add the onions. So I've taken about medium-sized red onion. So I just want to partly just give it a little bit of caramelization. Yeah. Here we can add a pinch of salt, which will help the onion cook quicker. Always a technique. Onions gone slightly brown. I'm going to add the coconut. So we want coconut to go slightly golden brown, not brown, so we don't want to burn it, There you go. And add the poppy seeds. you can do as well. See, that would be what we have previously here. This would be like a Shagoti garam masala, including turmeric. So if you have this as a powder, so it makes you work a lot faster, you can just make this as a paste and then do your Xacuti. Now you can see it's going golden brown. So this is where I'm going to stop all the cooking, and then to this I'm going to add half a teaspoon of turmeric, and it's about 1 inch ginger and 6 cloves of garlic. This is all going to get blended now. So there you go. It's all mixed. Just going to add just a bit of lime, because the yogurt we had, it wasn't sour enough. So just add a bit of lime, give it a stir. There you go. All coated. Oh, nice and hot. Turn the heat down. Grate some nutmeg. The reason we grate the nutmeg and we don't cook it, because we don't want all the oil and the flavor to be lost. So there it is. I'll show you how much nutmeg I grate. So that's going to be on the side. And the next thing is, next is the tamarind. If you're using tamarind pulp, I recommend you to use 1 tablespoon to start with. I recommend you to use 1 teaspoon of tamarind pulp, and then if you need more, you can use it again. I'm just going to add about 100 ml water and blend it into a smooth paste. Now you can see the consistency. It's not like a really fine paste, but it's nearly there. So it has a slight bit of grain. That's what we need to do. Here I just clean the mixer blender, save the water. We're going to use it in the curry. So the next thing, we're moving on. We've got a pan. I'm going to start with the medium to high heat, and to that you can use vegetable oil. I'm just going to add ghee, about a tablespoon of ghee. Yeah. To that I'm going to add about half an onion, finely chopped. And curry leaves, about 10 to 12. I love curry leaves. They're absolutely amazing flavor, especially in the coastal area, in the Goan and the Konkan cuisine. The curry leaves plays a significant part, the South Indian cuisine. So I just want to make sure these onions go light golden brown. Yeah, you know the drill. Adding a pinch of salt always makes the onion cook quicker. Now I'm going to add the tomatoes. There you go. I'm going to wait till the tomatoes slightly soften a bit. So I simmer the tomatoes for a minute. Now I'm going to add the ground paste. Yeah. I'm just going to lower the heat now, because otherwise it will start, showing up. It's smelling absolutely amazing. So now I'll just clean the pan. So bring the heat up again, cook it well. So we just want to get rid of the rawness. Smells absolutely lovely. There you go. So I'm just gonna keep an eye on it, stirring. Let it just cook for a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Burn it, but you want to make sure it's thoroughly cooked. You can see it's solidifying. So I'm gonna add the water for the consistency. This time I'm just gonna add all the water, I think, because it's gonna be just right. So if you want it slightly more thin, if you're eating with poi or pao, you keep it slightly thin, otherwise you can make it thick. So I'm gonna add just a touch more water because it looks slightly thick for me, because I'm gonna simmer it for 15 minutes. Alright, so there you go. Now this is very important time. So what we need to do is we're gonna taste for the seasoning before we add, if we need add any salt. So you have to remember, because we did put salt to crab as well, so it is touch less salty, because once we add the crab, till the crab is cooked, we can't add any salt. So I am just gonna add a pinch of salt, which is about half a teaspoon. Stir. Adding some more tamarind, so that would be equivalent to another half a teaspoon of tamarind paste. I'm getting mixed up with tamarind turmeric today, so just taste it once more. I'm quite happy with the chili and the mixture of spices. I add the salt and the tamarind. Just check it again. Yeah, perfect. So touch less salty, so because crabs we don't need to cook it for long, so I'm just going to drop this in. There we go. So whenever you're cooking, you have to be really careful. Whenever you're cooking seafood or chicken or any meat, the first thing you do as soon as you touch the meat, wash your hands thoroughly. So I'm gonna simmer this on high heat for 10 minutes. So overall timing of cooking is about 15 minutes for the curry. And that's it. There you go. Now I'm happy with the consistency. Absolutely beautiful. Now turn the heat down and serve it in about 15-20 minutes. Let it all, get the juice go into the crab, and the curry is so tasty now. Before the crab, the curry was just balanced perfectly with the crab in. It made it so yummy. So if you haven't subscribed, do remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel Curry King Vinny, and follow us on Instagram Curry King Vinny or Indian Curry Vinny, and Facebook Curry King Vinny as well. We have lots of recipes to come. There is also going to be a cookery book I'm doing it very soon, so we should be out soon. Look forward to it and enjoy cook. So hopefully you guys enjoy the recipe. If you're doing lamb, I recommend you just parboil the lamb on the side and then cook it. With the chickens, I recommend to do with chicken on the bone, or you can do with the lamb as well. It will taste really, really yummy, and hopefully I made it simplified enough, and you guys can prepare it at home and enjoy, share it with your family and friends. Let's cook. Enjoy. Curry King Vinny.